I've been making a little bit of progress on the upgrades to my Prusa i3. I'm going to do an update on the actual hardware changes to the physical actual printer itself, but it's just an update on the electronics. I've actually upgraded the X and Y axis stepper controllers to TriMac TMC 2130s. You can see them here. These have the advantage of having hardware step detection, not step, endpoint detection. So when the motors receive a certain amount of resistance, which is software definable, it'll trigger the end stop via these signal wires, which I've actually used wire wrap wire to connect to the existing pins. You know, you can use jumpers and stuff, but that's what I've done. I've just used wire wrap wire, thread it from there. These came pre-soldered with the pins all facing down, so other printing guides all say solder the pins upside down, but because these were already soldered, I didn't have the option. So what I've had to do is, underneath the printer, as you can see from aux2, which is here, I've brought the serial wires over to the two controllers, and then there's these two extra pins here on aux3 that actually I think it's pin D65 and 66 for effectively do X and Y's chip select, because on the serial bus you have to be able to select tell the chip I am talking to you. So I've now updated the firmware to make those changes, and it should be ready to go on the motor control side. The only other electronics side item, actually there's two, but the initial one I've got to do next is the I've got the Hall effect sensor to do the Z-axis auto leveling. So I'll be wiring that in, then doing another firmware update. But at the moment I want to put it back together in this form, because that one doesn't require any hardware changes to the actual board. It'll plug into the existing sensor, and I've just got to add a 12 volt feed, which actually I might do that before I put the board back together, because I can pick up off an auxiliary point here for the 12 volt feed, and then I've got to build a resistor voltage divider so we can feed no more than a 5 volt that it's expecting into the input pin for the Z end stop. But yeah, making progress. The printer itself has been somewhat changed. I'll do a quick update. As you can see, I've new control box for the printer. I've added these triangular offset mounting brackets, so these will provide extra stiffening to stop the printer wobbling. It should help with the leveling on the front of the printer. I've still got to shorten these out. I'm not done whether I'm going to mount anything to the front of this, so while I've got them there, I'll leave them, but I'll probably cut them down eventually. Print a new bearing mount. I've switched to proper idler bearings on both axes. There's that one. Switch to Bowden style extruder. There's the inductive pickup. That one there, I think, is the fan. But, so yeah, it made me think. Oh, the other things I've switched to actual proper lead screws, trapezoidal or Acme, whatever lead screws for the motor, the Z-axis. So I'm hoping to be able to do a quick test of the X, Y, and Z movement in the next day or so. But slowly getting it back together. The bed's all nice and level now. It's nicely moving. We'll see how much I gain in terms of movement because of the software defined end stops. I'll be able to crash it against here, define over here, and get right up to the edge of the bed, because the new aluminium bed's I think 205 or 210, which is bigger than the original size. I'm not sure at the moment whether I'll lose any in the X direction yet. Is that Y? Sorry, Y direction. just because of some of the changes to the mechanical components. I may have lost a couple of millimeters there, but we'll see. Hopefully with the Bowden extruder and that, I'll be able to move up and get the full 200 or 200 plus millimeter print size, because with the aluminium print bed, this is going to pretty much be level on here. I'll have to relocate the temperature sensor. That'll probably stick in here somewhere. I'll make something to hold it against the bed, but it's slowly making progress. It'll be hopefully back up and running before winter. That's when the project will stall again. Unfortunately, yeah, it's now in autumn, so the weather's not too bad at the moment. We'll see how we go. But yeah, it's making progress. Hopefully I'll get it back up and running in the next month or two. I'm just having time. I've got other projects on the go as well, which I'm trying to get done while the weather's good for it. You know, painting's something that has to be done, obviously, when you've got the warm weather, or not so damp and cold. So that's unfortunately taking some of my time away. But anyway, that's the end of this update for the moment.